So we're gonna get back in the groove and do some of these video manuals, and this one is a special one, the Asahi Pentax Spotmatic. It's a pretty cool camera from Asahi Pentax. It's a M42 mount, which is a screw mount, also called the universal mount. So kind of cool combinations of lenses and things you can use. It was released in 1964, and I really like Pentax cameras after using K1000. I really respect them. They make good cameras. On the front of the camera, you're gonna see a couple of sync ports. So one right there, FP and X. One is flash port and one is high sync. That is actually how you turn on the meter. And this is the first camera to have through the lens meter, or TTL metering. On the other side of the camera, you're going to see a timer right there. And to use the timer, you're going to pull down on it and advance the shutter. I kind of messed it up here, but you're going to pull down on it and advance the shutter, and then hit the start button to start that timer. I hit the shutter a little bit too quick, but that's the start button right there. So if you want to take the picture, just advance the shutter before. So what about lenses? It uses M42 lenses, which is a universal mount. 42 stands for the width, so 42 millimeters. And these lenses simply just screw on. There's other manufacturers that made lenses for cameras like this too, but the Asahi Pentax, they used this before they switched to that K mount on the K1000. And it's, even though it's a screw mount, it does feel sturdy, so it doesn't feel like it's going to fall off or anything. So let's look at the top of the camera. We're going to see some basics. The shutter is right there. You have a frame counter right there, so it counts the number of films. And then the ASA speed and shutter speed. On the left hand, you're going to see a film reminder, so what type of film you have in there. So how do you change the ASA speed? You're simply going to pull up on that dial and turn it left or right. To change the shutter speed, same idea, but you're not going to pull up, just turn it left or right. To advance the shutter, you're first going to cock it, and then simply hit the shutter button. So what about the bottom of the camera? On the bottom of the camera, you're going to see a couple things. A battery port, and it uses a 1.35 battery, which makes it so you're kind of screwed. You can do the battery conversion that you can find on fixed old cameras, or you can just buy a 1.35 battery. But I don't like it. It's kind of a deal breaker, but it'll be okay. It's a pretty good camera. You can find those batteries still. There's also a rewind release on the bottom, but we'll get to it really quick. So how do you load your film? You're going to pull up on this left hand, the film rewind crank on the left hand side. It's going to open the back. You're going to place your film in upside down, and then pull the film onto the spools onto the right. You want to make sure it gets into those little catches, and then simply advance it once or twice. I have a little problem with it here. Once that's done, you're going to close the back. And when you're done shooting, you're going to simply turn the camera upside down again. You're going to hit the film rewind release. Turn it right side up again. Use the film rewind crank and just turn it clockwise. You'll know when you're done because you'll be able to hear it and you'll be able to feel it. And then simply pull up on it, and the back should easily release. So it's a pretty great camera. Pentax makes surprisingly really good cameras, and this is going to be a great deal. Thanks.